Hey fellas, Chris here. So most guys over 40 struggle to work out consistently, if at all. And if that's you, then let me tell you, it's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're too old either. It's probably because working out, losing weight, getting in shape and all that feels like this massive grueling project that needs to take over your life if you want to get anywhere. And obviously you just don't have the mental or physical or emotional energy for the size of a task that you believe that to be right now. And I totally get that. I was just reminded of this on a call today with a new coaching client, how easily we build this up into a huge, overwhelming list of tasks. So I wanted to talk today about how to start working out after 40 without the whole thing feeling remotely overwhelming, but also if you're already working out but starting to find it unsustainable, I want to explain to you how to fix that so you can stay on track. So here's what I hear all the time. Fellas think working out means spending 90 minutes or so in the gym 4 or 5 times a week doing endless sets and cardio until they're absolutely wrecked. Even if they've tried that approach before and it didn't work, or it worked for a few weeks until life got busy and they burned out, that's still the train that they feel they need to get ready to jump on when they find themselves overweight and losing muscle as they get older. And therein lies the problem. Many of us don't know any other way of working out. We think that's what getting in shape requires. Lots of time in the gym, lots of exercises, lots of being hungry if we're trying to lose some weight, lots of having to say no to beer and junk food. And the prospect of all of that just puts us off starting until we feel ready or in the zone. So we procrastinate. We tell ourselves, I can't face another 5-hour-a-week commitment that goes nowhere. It killed me last time and took over my evenings. I'm going to wait a while. It's almost like we've got PTSD around the gym and dieting. The thought of going through all of that again just feels impossible to fit into your life right now. But here's the good news. That high volume, high maintenance approach doesn't work for fellas our age anyway. Your muscles don't grow from you doing lots of comfortable sets, and your fitness doesn't improve with you plodding away on a treadmill at a medium pace for 45 minutes till you get a wee bit bored. Progress comes from ramping up the intensity. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's say you pick up a couple of dumbbells and you want to do 4 sets of shoulder presses. For each set, you stop when it gets a wee bit hard. That is just tiring yourself out. Your muscles aren't getting a strong signal to adapt and grow and get stronger. But let's say you go for 2 brutal sets of shoulder presses where you go to that dark place for 10 or 15 seconds a couple of times, where the weights that felt comfortable suddenly feel like the heaviest things on earth, and your shoulders are screaming for you to put the weights down, but you keep going, you keep pushing through that to try and keep the bloody things moving. That sends a strong growth signal to your muscles. Same thing with cardio. 45 minutes of you plodding away at a comfortable pace, working up a wee bit of a sweat, does not force your cardiovascular system to improve. You're just burning maybe a couple of 100 calories, but you could have burned those calories by going for a quick walk and eating a wee bit less food today. But instead with cardio, let's say you do 10, 15 minutes of intervals where you're actually gasping for air by the end. Now your body has to adapt. So now you're going to build some fitness and a bit of lung capacity. And the thing is, you're a smart fella. I could feel it through the screen. You already know that this makes sense from your career. Grinding away at your desk doing busy work for 8 hours on tasks that don't move the needle isn't what got you where you are today. But managing to have a laser focus on a specific project for a couple of hours at a time, or having difficult conversations that other people wouldn't have, and getting out of your comfort zone, that is what has made the difference for your career. And lo and behold, it is the same with working out. Some guys do manage to push through this fear of it being a massive grueling project and start anyway. And that is to be applauded, of course, because starting is often the hardest part. But here's what happens. They bring that same kind of more is better belief with them into the gym. This is exactly what happened with my client Thomas. He's 51. He came to me a few months back, frustrated that despite having trained consistently for months for 4 hours a week, he wasn't seeing any results. Now, when he talked me through his workouts, it did sound like he was doing a lot. Exactly how guys our age have been conditioned to believe that we should train to get in shape. He was doing plenty of exercises, plenty of sets, plenty of reps, but he was not doing enough intensity. He wasn't doing the actual hard, uncomfortable work. He was turning up to work out consistently, yes, but he was avoiding the hard work and filling his time with busy work. But upping the intensity in workouts is easier said than done if you're not used to leaning into a wee bit of masochism in your workouts. Because I went ahead and created a program for Thomas 3 times a week, 45 minute sessions. But I told him, crank up the intensity a wee bit. We're going to do 0 exercises, but push yourself a wee bit more on each one. After his first week, I said to him, Thomas, how did it go? He said, awesome. So I went through everything in your program, but I wasn't that tired. So I stayed another 30 minutes. I did some extra core work, did some more stuff for my shoulders. I did some cardio, I did some arms. Thomas was making 2 mistakes. If he wasn't that tired, then that showed he hadn't pushed the intensity high enough. But also secondly, he had fallen into the trap again of thinking that if he wasn't leaving the gym absolutely wrecked, that he hadn't done enough. So we had to work on that mindset, because all that extra volume that guys end up throwing into workouts just to tire ourselves out doesn't make us fitter and stronger. It just tires us out, and it spikes our cortisol, our stress hormone. And when cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down, and you develop insulin resistance. That's right. Working out more at a crappy intensity can actually cause you to gain weight and lose muscle. That is cruel, I know, but it is true. Now, when Thomas finally cut out all the extra stuff and learned how to lean into 10-15 seconds of pain at the end of each set, and he trusted the program, 2 or 3 hard sets per exercise, proper rest between sessions, he started making real progress finally, and more importantly, he had more energy for the rest of his life. He wasn't tiring himself out with his long, arduous workouts 4 or 5 times a week anymore. The thing is, for me at 49, I'm in better shape than I was in my 20s. I train 2 or 3 hours a week total, 3 sessions, 45, 50 minutes each. But those sessions are focused on ramping up the intensity, and that approach is sustainable for most fellas, whereas the kind of 90-minute sessions 4 or 5 times a week is not sustainable. And that's why we struggle to stick with that approach, but also why we struggle to even get started in the first place. Maybe you're thinking, well, that doesn't seem enough. Will I not struggle to make any progress with getting stronger or fitter or building muscle if I only train 3 days a week? No, none of the intensity is there. Your body doesn't count how many days you showed up, how long you spent in the gym each time, or how many different exercises you used for your shoulders that day. It responds to the stimulus that you give it. And in my coaching program, this is one of the first things I need to address with guys. I need to help them understand that more isn't better. Better is better. If you're avoiding working out because you think it requires 5+ hours a week of grueling sessions, let me reiterate, it doesn't. So the barrier isn't your schedule, it's your belief about what is required to get yourself in shape. And similarly, if you're working out a lot already and you're getting nowhere, again, stop believing you need more volume. You don't. You need more intensity and less volume. So you send a strong signal to your body to adapt, then get the hell out of the gym and get on with your life. You have lots of stuff to do. Now, if you are tired of spinning your wheels and you want a personalized plan with weekly check-ins with someone who's been helping guys just like you do all of this for 16 years, I do work with a small number of guys one-to-one in my coaching program. There is a link below in the description to book a free 15-minute chat. We can figure out exactly what you need and whether my approach to coaching and my coaching program is right for you. But take care, and I'll talk to you soon.